I'm Don Janes, and we're standing on 80-acre abandoned farm that I bought about 30 years ago here in Pine County, Minnesota. This is land that probably never should have been farmed in the first place, should have been left in trees, and so my objective has been to put it back into trees again. And in this area we planted red pine with good help from the DNR. We planted both by hand and using a mechanical planter, about 30 acres altogether in red pine, also 5 or 10 acres in white spruce down at the areas which are a little lower in terms of elevation, a little wetter. And as the years have gone by, and I think you can see, the trees are getting relatively crowded, and so my thought was we probably needed to do a thinning. So that's one reason I contacted the DNR Forestry Division about getting a forest plan written for this particular property. We started the planning process last December when I contacted Tony Miller of the DNR Forestry Office in Mora. He told me there was quite a backlog of people wanting plans, such as myself, and it would be a few months. It was, but then in the spring he contacted a consulting forester, Phil Stromberg. He came out and walked around the property, and I was here at the same time. We talked about objectives for the property. My objectives in reforesting the property were twofold. One is for timber production. Species such as the spruce we see here, which I'm told is very good for paper production because of the long fibers that spruce has. And the second objective is for wildlife in general, maybe ruffed grouse in particular, since I'm a grouse hunter. So those are the two objectives for the property: timber production and wildlife. Then he came up with the plan a few weeks later, and the plan is shown right here, and it's probably 20 pages or so. My advice to others thinking about it is to, first of all, start early. The DNR is quite busy and has a backlog of these things, so start earlier than you think and then be prepared to wait. But certainly the advice you get from DNR in all phases of forestry, between planting trees and harvesting trees, I think it is worth waiting for. I'm very pleased with the contents of the plan. There were things in there I expected, such as the need to thin out the red pine trees that I planted about 30 years ago, but also other things that I didn't expect, like the suggestion that I thin out some of the hardwoods on the property as well. One of the surprises to me in the forest plan was the recommendation to do some thinning, not really clear cutting, but some thinning of the aspen and other deciduous trees on the property. Since one of my objectives is to have a mixed forest here for wildlife as well as for timber production, I didn't really expect that, but it certainly makes sense to me. I then used the plan for application for the SFIA program, which is a tax rebate program of $6 to $8 an acre per year, which is available if you have a plan and meet certain other requirements. So I then filled out the application for the SFIA program, which involved quite a little bit of paperwork, including filing things with the county courthouse and getting things notarized, sometimes more than once. And anyhow, I finally got all that together in a big packet. Took it big enough that I had to take it down to the post office to get Wade to get it mailed in, and to the Department of Revenue, and so hopefully that will result in approval. There was a choice between the SFIA program and one called the 2C program. They are different, but there's really an excellent article by Mel Bauman of the Minnesota Forestry Association that explains the difference between the two programs. He even gives kind of trial calculations as to which one would be better for you. The financial differences and also differences in the rules.